And this is why I always enjoy doing the bad/worst booking for WWE Backlash, which is just meant to be fun, because maybe Nelly turns up because of where we are located. So that's right, Backlash is tomorrow night if you are watching this on the Friday, and Wheezy Blonde, you check out her YouTube channel and her Twitch channel and her TikTok and everything she does. She's a very nice content creator, which is my favorite type. But I did ask, I said, book the worst possible Backlash, or let's come up with some funny ideas that aren't mean. She said Nelly jumps the barricade and takes an RKO, which actually is a very interesting take, because of course Randy Orton is from St. Louis, and Nelly, the rapper, in case you're interested, is also from St. Louis, so he's turning on his brethren. He's turning on his hometown guy, and it means he's teamed up with John Cena, so he would be the heel. I mean, you're going to have to debate that in the comments, but this is the kind of stuff that I do like, and also, we all laugh, ha ha ha. We are closer than ever for WWE doing something like that. And if I was going to put odds on it, Nelly is probably going to be at the show. This one was the best as well. It came from Ellie, who said, you will officially make your WWE debut and help John Cena defeat Randy Orton in the main event. So I've been booked as a heel, but as I said here, I like that me debuting ruins the show, because again, the original tweet was, give me your bad booking ideas or tell me how to make the worst possible Backlash. I'd be fine with it though. I think John Cena, the cartoon over-the-top superhero villain, has been one of the best things about wrestling TV in 2025. I don't want nuance. I don't want something deep where it's like, I have been burning with the fires of 1,000 rages for the last 25 years. I'm going to steal this belt and ruin wrestling forever. And hey, some people reacted so crazy, he's kind of doing it. Lily, the Rhea fan, then sent me this. Pat McAfee pulls a Michael Cole and comes out in this gear. And that's right, was it WrestleMania 27? That could be wrong. Was it WrestleMania? I think it was WrestleMania 27. Wildly renowned as one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. That's how Michael Cole came out for his match against Jerry the King Lawler. And look, I quite like it. He was meant to be a despicable heel. He had the coal mine, so you may as well lean into that. The issue was the match went so damn long, it ended with the most ridiculous finish ever, leaving Michael Cole undefeated at WrestleMania. And yes, the special guest referee was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So in that sense, if Pat McAfee does come out like that, and I have to remember that farce, I will be a sad panda. Greg Morgan, you get in here first, but my gosh, if we are talking about the ratio of amount of replies I got, Travis Scott came up every single time, and he said Travis Scott sews up during the main event and hits a last ride, interestingly, on Orton, allowing Cena to get the pin. Now let's just look at this one, and we'll look at this one, and we'll look at this one. So many of you are terrified that Travis Scott's going to turn up again, which has actually made me like the WrestleMania 41 main event even more. But Jaden said Travis Scott once again comes out in the middle of the match, but this time he takes 10 minutes instead of 3, which would be hilarious because the rampway will be shorter. And when he finally gets to the ring, he slaps the referee, causing a DQ, which would be a callback to Randy Orton and John Cena whenever the hell it was, 15 years ago. And Sun says Travis Scott appears and takes half an hour to walk to the ring. This is what you're worried about. You could have come up with any scenario. You could have come up with, awful Hulk Hogan returns, which nobody wants, but we are more scared about Travis Scott doing a long walk to the squared circle. And the other one, of course, is Andrew Archer, who says Travis Scott nails Randy Orton with an RKO to win Cena the match. He had more too. Michael Cole chases off Gunther after he won't let go of a sleeper. Tongaloa shows up. Don't come on my show and throw shade at Tongaloa. I missed that man. Hopefully he's back very soon. There is a lot of fear about Michael Cole getting involved in that Pat McAfee match. I hope they don't do it, because I think sometimes, as silly as it would be, I don't mind goofy wrestling for life, as we know, but I think Gunther has to be protected a little bit and come across like a badass. But you're not alone, Andrew, and I agree with you. If Michael Cole does anything other than eat like a massive chop from Gunther, we've done something wrong. Hitting the turnbuckle ties into the other room that is going around. Goldberg cost Gunther against McAfee. Now, it does sound like all of this is going to probably lead to SummerSlam. When Goldberg has his last match against Gunther, let me make it very clear, I'm perfectly fine with that. I know, Simon, I can't believe you're saying it, but I am. I like Goldberg. I understand that there was some silly decisions we made, but that wasn't on him. He's just going to do what he's told. If somebody told me at 54, whatever he was, I could win the world title, I'd probably go, that sounds great, thank you very much. And again, he was one of the reasons I started watching WCW. I've always been a WWE guy, but it was just so damn cool, I had to check it out. He obviously popularized the spear and the jackhammer. These are my signature and finishing moves when I wrestle, which I did on purpose. People were chanting for it, and as somebody very smart in wrestling told me, give them what they want, man. They paid their money and they were correct. It's served me well. Also inspired by Kevin Owens. Like, Kevin Owens can do the stunner, why can't I do those things? But it can't end here. Well, it's difficult, right? Because Pat McAfee beating Gunther via Goldberg distraction does work, but I'd much rather Gunther smashes everybody and then takes on Goldberg that way and beats him too. I think all of this should be serving Gunther, and Pat McAfee does not need to win this match. So, it would be bad. It would be bad. But then again, it depends how it's executed. This is the issue about how I watch wrestling these days. There's a side of me, my chaotic side, my Dr. Robotnik side, that would love it, because people would go crazy. And then it's fun to sit down here and make content. Now, I understand that isn't going to apply to many people that are watching wrestling, but I can only talk from my stupid point of view. Jazz had a good one, actually, and I bet this was pitched, right? The main event lasts for 10 seconds because John Cena slaps the referee. Again, tying into that John Cena-Randy Orton match, when Randy Orton literally did that to get DQ'd so he could lose, but he kept his championship. I like it in one way. I know, it's terrible. It's not fair because we don't really spend money on PLEs anymore, but you are running the risk of making the fans feel shortchanged. Again, the live fans, they've paid hundreds of dollars for this, so that's why it would absolutely suck. But in terms of a creative idea to tie off nostalgia, I'm not saying it's not the worst because it is the worst. It would ruin the show, but I like it. I like the fact that somebody could sit down and ponder it. Like if wrestling was free, it didn't cost us anything other than our time, which of course is precious too. Jazz, actually would push to do that because I think you are going to do something new for a brand new fan, but also tap into the past and nerds like us will remember it. But it'll also probably suck. So you're right, we'll put it on the list. Breezy says Gunther taps out to a Pat McAfee sleeper hold. That is a bad one. And goes to show how important context is. I was one of the few defenders, it seems, about Jey Uso choking out Gunther because Jey Uso, he should have won the World Championship and he needed to get revenge for his brother. But yes, Gunther tapping out for the second match in a row and to a Pat McAfee sleeper hold. I mean, I just can't buy it. And again, I never want all of wrestling to be like that. I want the unbelievable, I want the absurd. But I guess I just really like Gunther, clearly. That's what I'm learning during this journey. And that would put a bad taste in my mouth. Obviously, they won't be the main event. It could even be the first match. So that would ruin it for me. The only way I'd ever accept that if it was like 100 Pat McAfees. You know that gorilla question, is it, can one gorilla beat 100 men? The answer is yes. By the way, the gorilla would kill them. If it's 100 Pat McAfees because he's cloned himself and one Gunther, even then I'd question it, right? I'd still sit on the fence, but I don't know, man. Maybe 150. But if WWE can organize that, sure. Otherwise, this cannot be the finish to that match. Big Bad Burgers is hilarious because Logan Paul's match isn't even on this show yet. I think it's going to be confirmed for Saturday night's main event. But this is how worried people are. Logan Paul wins with help from Bron Breakker and ends up being the third man with Seth and Bron, which would actually make him the world champion, where you could actually tell the Evolution storyline, because of course that's what we did with Triple H and Randy Orton. I mean, I don't want Logan Paul to beat Jey Uso. I don't want Logan Paul to be the third man. If we are talking about people that are going to turn up at Backlash, I think Jeff Cobb will be there. I would imagine he probably gets involved in the United States title match, although I did predict him to be the extra guy, so we'll find out if I'm right or wrong. But people get mad when I say this. I'm not saying Logan Paul isn't talented. I'm not saying he's isn't a very good wrestler, because he is. I mean, there's different ways to rate a wrestler. You can have someone that is good on the fly, and you can have someone that's really good at practicing it over and over again. As long as I watch on the television is entertaining and he can be good, but he's just not for me. We all have our guys, and Logan Paul is most definitely not one of my guys. Just Lurking goes back to the McAfee thing, and McAfee beats Gunther with a run-in from Ludwig Kaiser and becomes the new leader of Imperium. I didn't read the last bit. While Gunther switches to commentary. Just Lurking. It's fantastic. That is a wonderful, bad booking idea. And then you have to have Gunther on commentary being like, I cannot believe I'm here. That's not a German accent at all. Austrian accent, I should say. It's genius. That's 10 out of 10. That's the best one yet. And more for me for skimming it over. I just like the idea of Ludwig Kaiser running in. I think I switched it to where I thought Gunther sort of takes over him or reboots up Imperium. But Pat McAfee and Ludwig Kaiser, the brand new Imperium, as Gunther has to sit there like a child on commentary. Somebody hire this man. May Marigold's biggest fan says Randy signs with Cena, finger point of doom style of a match. Now, you may not remember the finger poke of doom. It was something that happened in WCW in the year 2000. Maybe it was, I think it was December 1999 or January 2000. It was around that era. And WCW were obsessed with the NWO. So even though it's meant to be Goldberg versus Kevin Nash after Kevin Nash had cattle prodded Goldberg at Starrcade. I think Goldberg got arrested or something. I don't remember specifically. Hulk Hogan takes over, and you think the NWO is finally going to implode because we've gone red and black and white. But no, Hulk Hogan literally taps Kevin Nash off the chest. Kevin Nash goes down. Hulk Hogan pins him. He's the brand new champion. The NWO are back together, and fans stopped watching wrestling. Now, if you did it here, that wouldn't happen because WWE's in a far better position than World Championship Wrestling were. You'd also get some laughs for people like me, but you'd also be shortchanged in the audience. The brand new fans wouldn't know what was going on. And I mean, Randy Orton and John Cena together is not the worst idea in the world, given the final boss fell into the abyss. But no, you want to keep Randy Orton babyface for now. People like him. I don't think it's the worst idea. I actually think compared to some of the others, I'd rather like it. Nikki had a whole thing here because John Cena does the same slap that Randy did to that referee in that one match from back in the day. But this time, the referee does not disqualify him, which would not happen because WWE loves DQs. The match continues. I missed this one, only for Travis Scott to come out to do the exact same thing. And this time, it is a DQ. Fen then plays for 10 minutes, or Fiend then plays for 10 minutes of the show goes off air. I can't handle that song now. Gives me PTSD. I can't stand it. Nikki, you go into the list with the other guy. It's absolutely tremendous. So you don't. This is very WCW. They did stuff like this. They'd have non-DQ matches that ended in DQ. You'd have a tag team that would just switch partners. They were allowed to do that, and they still had the belts. It was so tremendous. Sometimes people lost, just went nah, and it wasn't counted. It's brilliant. Somebody do it. No DQ, but only Travis Scott has the power. The thing is, if Travis Scott isn't there, from a logical booking standpoint, from a story standpoint, it actually doesn't make any sense. It is 2 + 2 = potato. Why would he not want to back up his buddy John Cena? So he has to be there, so you better be prepared. Juzo says R-Truth interferes in the main event, but attacks John Cena, and I got loads of these ones as well. Mostly because I pitched it in my predictions video. I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but why be boring with the predictions? That's no fun. R-Truth has all of a sudden sprung up talking to John Cena, talking to Randy Orton. And if you do need a way out of this, obviously R-Truth comes out to help his hero, and he does. I don't know how you're really going to have to pitch that well so Randy Orton doesn't look like a fool. And then John Cena wins, probably by something terrible. Although here, as Juzo has said, R-Truth actually attacks John Cena. Now, the only reason I wouldn't do that, I mean, that'd be bad. You can get away with it doing it the obvious way because there is a story point to that, and R-Truth's been doing that for like 5 years. But if you are going to insert R-Truth into this, he needs to help John Cena, and then John Cena needs to absolutely wreck him on a Raw or SmackDown, like beat the absolute crap out of him. So I think that actually garner him a lot of heat because we all love R-Truth. So I think R-Truth will be there. I don't think we'll do a swerve like this. I think it's too Attitude Era, too Vince Russo in WCW. But trust me, R-Truth came up a lot. G kept it nice and simple. He's 100% right. Becky Lynch beats Lyra Valkyria clean as a whistle. Absolutely. We can't do that. To establish Becky as the heel and to ensure that we protect Lyra, who's in a little bit of a role at the moment, Becky should do something terrible. It just ticks all the boxes. We changed that championship, which we should do because Becky Lynch is a massive star. It kickstarts their feud and allows it to continue if there is some cheating. And it tells you Becky is a bad person. Don't like Becky. She has turned to the dark side. It's not even... It was just great. It's what it is. I mean, it's just obvious and there. And G, you've done a fine job. WT goes back to the Michael Cole, Pat McAfee thing because Cole turns on Pat McAfee with a low blow to become Gunther's new managerial mouthpiece, and Corey Graves take Cole's spot at the decks permanently. I wouldn't mind that. I think Corey Graves is great. I miss him from Raw and SmackDown. But listen, anything with Michael Cole turning heel or being involved or doing anything aside from a little something, because again, once again, that ties into the narrative. I just don't want it. Can you imagine as well this soon after WrestleMania 41 and the Paul Heyman on a pole shenanigans? We do it again, but with Michael Cole. Nobody needs Michael Cole as a heel. Although, WT, I like the fact that you have taken Michael Cole off commentary. I do not like it when you have a heel main commentator because you can't trust anything they say because they're a liar. Mark Rosser says Cody returns, turns on Randy, and aligns himself with John Cena. Now, listen, there is a rumor, again, it's just rumor and speculation, not a spoiler. I could make this up right now, that Cody Rhodes, I suppose, could get involved in that main event, and he could be the R-Truth, and you move R-Truth out of the way. And sure, you could do that. I mean, why wouldn't Cody come back to try and get revenge on the guy that screwed him over? But the reason him aligning with John Cena would be so bad is because of everything we did at the Elimination Chamber and The Rock. The Rock offered Cody Rhodes this space. We should never have turned him heel, but if you were going to do it, that was the time. So to all of a sudden do it now totally negates what we did at the Chamber. I still think it was an incredible angle. Some people feel like it's been lessened because of what did happen with The Rock or the non-Rock at WrestleMania 41, but I don't see it that way. So you'd be popping the balloon, and you never want to pop a balloon because the child cries. We go back to the R-Truth stuff because Wilder, FTW, and Shawn threw in there. R-Truth got all in the match, not by turning heel, but because he genuinely wants to help his idol keep the belt and has no idea what the implications are. Wilder, I don't even think, I think that's going to happen. I think it's a bad booking idea or a worse booking idea. I think you've called it, and Shawn said the same. R-Truth will cost the WWE Championship to Randy Orton. Dudes, I don't think you're that far off. There you go. There are your wonderful, bad, worse booking predictions, some of which are actually quite decent, and I just think they're wonderful. I'm going to go with the R-Truth one. That's the one that I will pick as what is going to happen, and the Imperium one wins the list with Wheezy Blonde in a close second, because the idea of Nelly being there, I laugh for two reasons. One, because it's just so dumb. But two, WWE were definitely reached out to Nelly. They've definitely gone through who are the biggest celebrities from St. Louis, and everyone has got an email. Everyone has got a phone call. Some checks have probably gone out too. So if this happens, Wheezy, you got to take a bow because you've absolutely smashed it and you've hit a home run. Now listen, you're going to have a bunch more ideas. You may have missed my social media stuff at Simon316. Drop me a comment down there and let's just have fun with this because it's wrestling. That's the whole point of it. Like the video, share the video. Please do subscribe. Please do hit that notification bell, especially if you're on mobile. Click the video on the screen, which are my proper Backlash predictions that we can go through. Otherwise, grillermind.com facebook.com/Simon. If you use this code now, you'll see it on the website. You can get up to 50% off on the good stuff. And trust me, it's the best pre-workout in the game. If you're into your fitness, give it a go. It ships worldwide. Otherwise, again, Simon316 on all social media. Really cheap cameos at the moment at Simon Miller. I think they're below $10. They're going to stay around there as well. Simon J. Miller for dumb TikTok skits, and ProWrestlingTees.com/Simon Miller for t-shirts, and the same with SimonMiller.BigCartel.com if you're based in Europe and you would like a t-shirt. Otherwise, listen, Backlash is tomorrow. Let's have fun with it, even if it's the crappiest card ever. Who cares? We get to sit down and spend 3 hours with our loved ones who also like wrestling. Don't know what I'm talking about. Goodbye.